Daily sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Carry now for Nick Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Here's Haskins out of the gun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. The shotgun, Haskins. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
On is the punter, Townsend, as he gets this one away. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Operating from the gun, Rhodes. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down in bounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Rhodes. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
1st and 10.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Haskins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
2nd and 6.
Running with McFarland. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards that time.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, Rhodes. And he rifles one incomplete. Robert Tonyan was the one he was looking for, but it's going to be 2nd down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rhodes. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. This will be from 49 yards out. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capture the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He juked him. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Chubb, the ball carrier.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. They'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A pickup of 5 that time and a 1st down.
1st down.
Here's Haskins. And that is incomplete. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
Following the penalty, Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Operating from the gun, Haskins. Incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
This one complete to Scott Miller. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brings up Third down.
Again, it's Haskins. Going long for Coates. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They begin the drive with McFarland. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Tossing this out wide to McFarland. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
A quick throw complete into the flat out left. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred.
And that's caught inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Makes the score Steelers 10, Browns nothing.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They begin this drive with Chubb. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job, Swan.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Rhodes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Completion here to Claypool. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
From the gun, Rhodes. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Benny Snell, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Haskins. And his throw is incomplete.
Martin, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 20-yard line.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. J.J. Watt. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. A run for Nick Chubb. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another 2nd down. It'll be 3rd.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their 3rd down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on 3rd down.
They set up the screen to Chubb. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Taking it about the 36. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep. Oh, wide open, complete, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Steelers 24. Browns nothing.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
2nd and 7.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. J.J. Watt, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132 and a half. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on for the 5th time here today. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Pulled in at the 24. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A first update now out of Jacksonville. The Dolphins continuing to add on. They are really rolling. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. On 1st and 10, Rhodes. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
The kicker on.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. What I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
Taken in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Third down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Rhodes. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away.
Formation.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this drive will start in enemy territory as that gets out of bounds on this side of the 50. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. First down, they'll start with McFarland. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Trying to run for it with Snell, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. Oh, he breaks another. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 50-yard line.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 43-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
First down, Browns.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Trucks over him. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Complete to
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he is going to have a Browns first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Browns first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And again, it's Chubb. Fighting ahead at the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Touchdown.
Nick Chubb with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns get a score closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. They're going to get 9 here on 1st down as he gets this one up to the 34-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
McFarland once more. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Snell on the shotgun handoff. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop him short of a 1st down.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
3rd down.
Operating from the gun. Haskins flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. The 3rd quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rose. Back to Smith-Schuster. This time complete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And the Steelers on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Flush to his right. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Now left side on the swing pass. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's McFarland. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Carrier.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Carrier.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 6-yard pickup, but still a few chain links short, it appears, with 4th down coming up. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
A 29-yard attempt.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. He'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now Haskins on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Barry. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
First down.
Throwing now, Haskins on first down. That's out to Chubb, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 more on that one and another first down.
First down, Cleveland.
Now Chubb. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. From the gun, Haskins. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Third down.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at third down here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
He can run for it, and he will. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Deep in the red zone, seemed like they had their mind made up that was 4-down territory, and now they've got it inside the 5.
I like the way you looked at that because you're thinking just like a play caller and a head coach who gave the play caller that authority. It was 4-down territory.
And this is caught for a touchdown, so hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game.
At the 43-yard line.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, McFarland. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here's Snell on 3rd down. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
The 4-yard line.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Today's final score.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Pittsburgh, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Baltimore Ravens next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, not much more to say. They dropped to 1-11, and they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.